First of all, let me tell you that Gonzalo Lopez is still at large. We do not have him in custody. He is still at large. We are continuing a wide search for him just west of Centerville. I'm going to give you a little more information about what happened. At about 1:20 on Thursday afternoon, the transport bus was headed eastbound on Highway 7. It was coming from Gatesville to Huntsville. There were two officers on the bus, Officer Jimmy Brenniger and Officer Randy Smith. Officer Brenniger was the officer in the back of the bus. Officer Smith was driving the bus. At some point west of Centerville, about a mile and a half west of here, somehow the inmate was able to get out of his restraints and was able to get up into the area where Officer Smith was driving the bus. They got into a physical altercation while Officer Smith was driving the bus. He stabbed Officer Smith in the left hand with some type of object. We don't know what it is. That's still under investigation. Officer Smith struggled with him, trying to keep him from getting his service revolver, his weapon that he had in a holster on the side of his, on his side. He was able to keep the inmate from getting his service weapon. The bus came to a stop there on the west side of Centerville. The inmate bailed out of the bus. The other inmates were still in their seats, still in their restraints. As the inmate was fleeing the scene, Officer Brenniger fired some shots at the inmate that missed with his service weapon, Officer Brenniger. He also fired a shotgun blast in the direction of the inmate. We do not know if the inmate was hit by any of these shots. Last we saw him, he was fleeing across the cow pasture west of Centerville. We still have a search going on. Officer Brenniger was not hurt in the altercation. He was not hurt. Officer Smith did receive a puncture wound to his left hand and also received some abrasions to both hands. He was evaluated at the scene. Officer Brenniger was also evaluated at the scene, as well as the other inmates. They were all evaluated. Nobody has any life-threatening injuries. So that's where we are right now. The search continues for Gonzalo Lopez here west of Centerville, and that's the update on what happened at about 1:20 this afternoon. Now, the other thing that I can tell you about Lopez, he's serving an attempted capital murder conviction and a capital murder conviction. The capital murder conviction is from 2005, when he and another unidentified co-defendant killed a man in Webb County. Let me make sure that's correct. Hold on. Stand by.
Hidalgo County?
Hold on. In Weslaco. Which county is that? Is that Hidalgo?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, in Weslaco. In 2005, in March of 2005, he and another unidentified co-defendant killed a man with a pickaxe. So obviously this escaped inmate is to be considered very dangerous. And he also is serving an attempted capital murder conviction for firing shots at a Webb County Sheriff's deputy. I don't have when that happened, but that's why he's serving the attempted capital murder conviction. So obviously this man is very dangerous. If anybody in the public sees this man, do not attempt to take him into custody yourself. Contact 911 and the nearest law enforcement agency. Tell them where you saw him. Let law enforcement officials deal with him. Do not try and deal with this person by yourself. Get the law enforcement agencies involved.
What type of additional charges is he facing?
I can't say right now. That's to be determined. Everything's still under investigation.
Robert, back in the outside back then, there was cartel ties to him. OIG, do you have any information? He still has cartel contact?
I cannot confirm any of that. I haven't been told anything about that.
What about restraints? Belly chain, wrist restraints, leg restraints? What type of restraints?
Haven't been told. I don't know. Sorry.
Is it safe for people to leave their homes within the perimeter if they need to go, if they have an emergency and need to leave?
I would encourage anyone who is in this perimeter area to probably stay at home for right now. because we have Highway 7 shut down going west out of Centerville over to Highway 79. We are also asking people not to use Highway 79. So if anybody is in that triangular area that I showed you earlier, we would probably appreciate it if they stayed at home and didn't travel right now.
It is getting kind of dark out. Is there going to be at any time tonight that you guys call officers?
No.
Tomorrow?
No. We will continue searching for this man until he is in custody.
Can you also tell us what kind of agencies are out here again searching?
Texas Department of Criminal Justice, Texas Department of Public Safety, Texas Rangers, Leon County Sheriff's Department, Centerville Police Department, and other law enforcement agencies in the general area.
Montgomery County just pulled in.
I'm sorry, who?
Montgomery County just pulled in.
Montgomery County? Okay, there's another one for you.
Right there.
Yeah, there's another one for you. So we've also got K9 units, mounted patrol units, helicopter. Of course, right now, since it's gotten dark, helicopter's not doing anything further, but we've got K9 and mounted patrol and officers that have lined Highway 7 all the way from here over to Marquez. And then we've also got officers that are lined up on Highway 79 from Marquez up to Buffalo.
Are you still unable to confirm how many other people were on that bus?
Oh, good question. Thank you. 16. Total of 16, including him. Thank you. Total of 16 inmates were on the bus. Those other inmates, the other 15 inmates, they were taken to Huntsville. They were evaluated for any injuries. No injuries were sustained by any of the other inmates. They are all now in Huntsville.
Did the bus actually crash or just stop or run into a ditch?
It went off of the roadway. If you're going eastbound on 7, it went off of the roadway on the westbound side over in a ditch. It did not flip over, but it's over on the westbound side in the culvert.
Those other prisoners, did they voluntarily stay put, or were how
They couldn't get out of their restraints. They were still locked in the bus.
So he was the only one able to get out?
Correct. He's the only one that got out. The other inmates stayed as they should have in the bus.
Is it safe to assume that whatever he stabbed that officer with, he still has?
We don't know. I can't confirm that. I don't know. We don't know what he used. Last we saw him, he was headed across the cow pasture. Don't know if he had anything in his possession that he used to stab the officer in the hand. Don't know.
Is there any doubt that he's left the area?
My crystal ball is broken. You're asking a question that I can't answer. If I did, we'd call this off. But we're looking for him. You good? That it?